Hello, everyone. We are excited to bring you an exclusive interview with someone who's joining us on Star Wars: The Old Republic. Samantha Béart is joining us on our new story here with a character that we've had in the story for some time. This is the first time we get to hear them. So we're very excited to have you and to chat about how this character is coming into our next story updates, including the one that we finally got to hear her speak. Before we jump into that, just really quickly, I'm Ashley Rule. I am the narrative director on Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I am joined by Caitlin Sullivan Kelly, who is the lead writer on the project. And so we wanted to give you space to introduce yourself, Samantha, and let's talk about who you're playing in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hello, everyone. I just have a small delivery that's just arrived here. It's mine now. Yes, I'm playing Darth Nul. That's crazy to say. I'm in Star Wars. What? What's happening? I'm so excited. I'm trying not to bounce off the walls right now. This has been a long time coming in, actually being able to talk about it. So it's been a wonderful secret to keep for so long, and it's just great to finally get to talk about it with you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you for
And
being here.
yeah, we're really excited to have you in this story, and finally to give Darth Nul a voice because she has been in the story for some time with Legacy of the Sith. And Caitlin, do you want to give a little bit of background for folks just tuning in? Like, where is Darth Nul in our story in Legacy of the Sith?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a long time coming. We first introduced Darth Nul didn't have a name, but we first introduced the concept, the idea of her way back in I think update 6.3, which was Secrets of the Enclave, where you chase Darth Malgus and you find that he has been looking for relics and looking for information about something. And then over the course of several years, we actually learned that he has been looking for information about a very ancient Sith named Darth Nul. So little droplets of info here and there. We learned that she was once a Jedi. She once was a master. She achieved the rank of master in the Jedi, but she was thrown out because she believed that anyone who could potentially feel the Force should be trained accordingly, and that perspective didn't go over very well with the Jedi, so she was kicked out. She took her followers with her, where they then accidentally made contact with the Sith Emperor, who hunted them down and took them all for himself. But Darth Nul kept that work going and worked on many inventions that could do what she did, make connections through the mind. And now we're getting to learn a lot more about her in the latest update in Galactic Threads.
And yeah, it's super cool to finally get more information on her and like really delve into her character more. Uh, Sam, what was it like stepping into the boots of this Darth character, and like what was it like when you were first reading the script?
Oh, well, once I got over the shock of being in Star Wars, this is going to be a theme in this interview because I've grown up with it, like a lot of people have, but it was around before I was born, so it's sort of like physics for me, it's like gravity in my life. Yeah, once I got over that, it was just great because obviously you're working backwards. You've got the holocron, you've got the memories of a living person. So we had this really rich life. I mean, she's traveled a bit, she's changed sides a few times. She's had a cult, who hasn't? And this is a really interesting mindset that she has in terms of just getting the work done, no matter who the paymaster is. If you feel that's a fair analogy. Yeah, it was yeah, it was really interesting in terms of, I tend to play quite heroic people. Maybe she is heroic. I'm sure she thinks she's heroic in terms, again, getting the work done and giving people access to the force that they might not be aware of, and empowering people. But it's interesting, yeah, her methods and her morality, and that was just really fun to deal with. And the fact that we had these sort of different versions of her to play with. I don't want to say much more at this point because I know we're at the beginning of the story, but it was really rich. And when I play video games, I tend to be a goody two shoes, so it was great to come in on this angle.
It's nice to let loose as a Sith sometimes.
Right? That's what I say when I'm getting arrested. Just role playing.
Yeah. Yeah, she has a lot. I remember when we were first trying to find her voice, was trying to take in all of those little pieces of that too, like just the scientist, the Sith, the person who believes they're doing the right thing, but trying to like really find what that person sounds like. And but I think we landed somewhere that really gives her a lot of you've given her a lot of strength and determination while still allowing a little bit of uh, sympathy to come through, I think.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head too when you said that she doesn't really mind who the paymaster is as long as she's getting kind of the freedom to do what she wants to do. And like Ashley mentioned, when we were discussing who this brand new character is in a game that has, years of lore behind it, we now have this opportunity to come up with somebody brand new. And the thing that I think came forward the most in it was that she, first and foremost, is a scientist, is a searcher of truth, a searcher of knowledge. And that, above all else, is what's important to her. Like other people's lives, sometimes, like, who cares? As long as she gets to find the truth at the end of it and work, who cares if she's working for the Emperor? As long as he gives her the tools to make these inventions, who cares? I think that comes through a lot in, like you said, the various aspects that you play Darth Nul, the different versions of her.
And you said that
Thank you very much.
you mostly play like heroic characters. Do you find any challenge in playing someone that's a little bit more nuanced and darker, or is it like it doesn't feel like a good release getting to play that kind of character?
Yeah, a bit of both, because before, I did the big game, Baldur's Gate 3, I was playing a lot of scientists. I was playing a lot of very smart people who could run fast away from Daleks and all sorts. I did a lot of work for Big Finish for Big Finish Productions, who own a lot of the Doctor Who franchises. So it was just really, yeah, it was like this two-sided thing of, yeah, absolutely letting loose and playing that in a person that feels justified. Let's be clear, like, no one thinks they're doing bad stuff. They think they're doing things for the right reason. But also being quite intelligent and calculated about it was like a really nice callback to some other roles that I've played. But again, like you said, it was really fun to explore these different aspects of her, especially when I've been so entrenched in Star Wars lore and hearing Sith voices, and there's sometimes a particular darkness and bitterness to them. And we also had to do the Jedi version, so I'm glad we sort of worked backwards with her in a way, because I think if I'd started with the Jedi Master version, she might have been a bit too soft. And then you could have kind of got nowhere to go, or it's just as completely, it might even sound like a different person. So it was really nice working out how we justify where she went. And I think, for me at least, she sounded like, you sort of typical pompous Jedi, right? I thought, okay, I think I'm quite happy to start there, because there has to be potential for, like, her to have a cult, to her to be operating outside Jedi rules and all of that. So there was always this ambition in her. And a lovely theory I've heard recently, maybe it's not theory, but just on my little rabbit holes of the internet, is that the idea that the Jedi makes a super powerful Sith because they control their relationship to the Force is control of emotions and everything else, and the Sith is all about power. So when you mix them together, it's kind of terrifying, because you got someone using emotion but is very precise with it. And I really like that, with a sort of mind control type of skill that she has.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't heard that theory, but that makes a lot of sense.
Make it so.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it's interesting too, like just looking at the way that Null is, she wants to use the powers of both Jedi and Sith in, like, but also to bring them down in
So
one
she's an anarchist as well, so there's a lot to love about her.
Yeah,
Just give her a chance. She's misunderstood.
She's got big ideas.
Let her cook. Why wouldn't I just let her cook? Let's see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I must say, it was a really nice surprise, actually, to see that the holocron was the Jedi holocron.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of heartbreaking in a way to see that. I was expecting, the triangular Sith. I thought, oh, okay, she just kept it with her. I got it.
Yeah. Well, and it was something we talked about in the Old Wounds update, where that lightsaber that she has is a mix of Jedi and Sith techniques. And that was when they first were like, huh, that's interesting. That's just not a normal Sith weapon. Wonder why that is.
It's those sort of details that I really love about Star Wars. I think there's been so many different interpretations, and things like from the novels to the High Republic comics to the TV shows. I just love it, and the more I find out about it, the more fascinating it is. It's just so very rewarding.
Yeah, there's like literally years of content that you can go through with Star Wars. But that actually was one of the questions I want to ask. Like, what thematically about Star Wars as a universe, as a galaxy, really appeals to you? And is anything specific about SWTOR or the Old Republic that calls to you as a performer or as a fan, as a player?
Yeah, I'll try and quickly sum up my relationship with Star Wars. I know we haven't got forever. Yeah, obviously I grew up on the original trilogy. That's what happened when I was a kid, and it was everywhere in media. And I said it was just really part of my life into adulthood. And just and then more recently with the TV shows, I love The Mandalorian and Ahsoka and just all this good stuff that we're getting. And then I also so you start with the space wizards. Sorry if that's pejorative, but that's the way we see it. And then for a lot of people in the Star Wars galaxy, they won't really know about Luke Skywalker or what went on or the familial strife. They'll just know that the Empire fell, I imagine. They won't know the detail of it. And what I loved about Rogue One and Andor is seeing just the regular person. So we've got people with supernatural powers and the ordinary person banding together to make a change as well. So you've got these very different places to go. And then of course then you've got our universe, which happens long before these events, and so you're finding out like the deep lore and really like physics, the rules, where it comes from, origins. It's absolutely fascinating. And then to come to our game, the idea of role playing a character, like just coming up with your own, and there are so many. It's not just like Jedi, Sith. Like within them, there are these subclasses, and you can really explore these different things. And I know that people play the game again and again with the story modes with different configurations and different sides of the Force. And so it's just this wonderful, sort of endlessly rewarding place to be. It's a place I very much like living in anyway, just as a viewer or whatever, let alone performing in it. So it's you don't dare dream about this sort of thing. You watch it, you enjoy it, but you don't think, oh, one day I'll be in Star Wars. And when I was doing conventions the last almost 2 years, the amount of times I'd be asked which if there was any franchise you could go into, what would it be? And I was like, maybe I'm already doing it. I just didn't want to curse it. You don't want to jinx it. You just go, I
mean, if it happened, we'll see.
Indeed. So it's magic and beyond. Like, I don't try to hope for specific work that I get, but some are really, really special, and this is one of them. So thanks again for having me, and thanks for trying something different as well and taking a chance. I do appreciate that the opportunity to show these other aspects to me and what I can do.
Yeah, we really appreciate just your performance, and the soul that you bring to Nul is incredible, and we're so excited we get to have you to voice her and bring her into our story.
I'm happy that we have somebody who is as enthusiastic about details as we are to bring her to life, because it's like Ashley said, it's been a long time coming, and the amount of conversations, not just she and I, but as a group, as a narrative team, have had about like who this new person is, who, even though she's long been gone, is driving the course of events that are currently happening for the player. There are so many different things that we've come up with ideas of like how she should be written, and to have someone who could take the material and then basically like do exactly what we were imagining, but also bring your own ideas and put your own spin on things has been really enjoyable.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience in the booth while I asked lots of detailed questions.
I know you started talking about detail, and it warms my heart, because that's what I love about Star Wars too, is the amount of lore behind it. And just I'm sitting here with rapt attention listening to people talk about like, well, that's why Jedi make such good Sith, is because they have control and they get the power. And that's the part that really interests me about Star Wars, is to be able to work with people to bring this new character who isn't just a cold-hearted Sith who has rage and power like a Darth Malgus, but who can straddle the fence of Jedi and Sith, while also, like Ashley pointed out, wanting to tear them both down has been a really interesting experience. And, you know, back in her day, back in Darth Nul's day, she'd probably think she too was just one of a normal person, like a Luke Skywalker, like nobody will remember me. And then her actions just echo through the centuries to where we are now. I think that's why our game appeals to players so much, is, you know, you can be a smuggler and somehow still be talking to the spirit and the soul of an ancient Sith in a Rakatan mind trap.
That's a new sentence.
Yep. Oh yeah, we keep putting like Null in different weird places, and
Just keep showing up. Like first you couldn't
Who
find her
knows
anywhere.
where she's going to pop up next? It could
Yeah.
be just behind you, viewer. Check under the bed. Is she there?
she has
She
some
needs a body.
deep lore to give you. So we have this, you know, incredible Jedi turned Sith turned, you know, like everything science researcher character. But if there was another kind of character archetype in Star Wars that you would want to play, who would it be?
Oh, the kid in me says a Jedi, of course. A really good one that can't be corrupted and saves the whole universe. That's what I probably want to do. But I like a little rogue. I like a smuggler. I like using my words sometimes. It's good fun. They're some of my favorite material is with those roguey characters.
Just getting out by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
Talking their way out of it until a happenstance lets them escape from the situation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or a Jedi appears.
Yes. Oh, great. Thank you. Didn't know how to get out of that one.
Exactly. Like, come on, let's go.
Cool. So we are so happy that you could join us, Sam, and chatting about Darth Nul. And we want to thank Samantha Béart for taking the time to chat with us today and bringing Darth Nul to life. Our players are very excited to have you in the story, as we are. We are so excited. Very excited to see where it goes after this. So let everyone know where they can find you, so they can keep track of all the fun stuff that you're doing.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, guys. There's more coming next year, but particularly excited about Star Wars. Let's not say any different than that. I'm on Instagram, unfortunately on Twitter, and also I'm on Bluesky, and I tend to announce things there. Come by, say hi, it's nice. I've also got It Takes a Village, my show where I interview people from the games industry. We talk about co-advocacy and collaboration, all those good things, and a bit of behind the scenes stuff that you don't often get to see in this industry. So yeah, just check it out. I keep it updated, and the shows are archived on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We were so happy to have you. If you'd like to hear Sam as Darth Nul, check out Galactic Threads, which is out right now. You should go play it. It's awesome. And as a reminder, our next entry into the story, Master's Enigma, will be coming out in 781. So stick around, maybe just a little bit, to maybe see more of Darth Nul in the future. And happy holidays, and everyone, may the Force be with you.